This episode is brought to you by the new Harmoni Pendant. Each year, we are bombarded by EMFs, or electromagnetic fields, from cell phones, smart devices, Wi-Fi's, and even cell towers. The technology of the Harmoni Pendant benefits by reducing the EMF exposure that is all around us. To learn more about the benefits and to get your own Harmoni Pendant, click on the link in the description of this episode's notes. Now, back to our episode. Yes, I wanted to hear your story. For those people that don't know, that haven't been around for that long, you've been an amazing dancer, amazing teacher for over 20 years.
Yeah, thank you.
A lot of people know who you are. You've won different awards, championships, and so forth, and ESPN years ago, and you've been a staple in the salsa scene and the salsa community in Los Angeles from the very beginning, from the very start. So
I
just wanted to hear your story, Papito, just to kind of hear, how you got started, what inspired you, just to kind of share with the world.
Wow, it was a long story. Let's see, we can do something simple but nice. Well, my story starts when I was in Mexico City. I was a little young kid, 15, 16, 17 years old. And then I came here. I immigrated to US, with the
Nice.
with a dream to, make some money like everybody and go back home and make a business, stuff like that. So when I was in Mexico, I was already dancing, but I was dancing sonidero, like
Nice.
guaracha stuff and everything. So I did
Where
a
in
lot.
Mexico? Where was it?
Mexico, all over the place.
All
Oh
over the place.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Awesome.
definitely. Ciudad. So I was all over the place. I was dancing, having fun and dancing here and there. But then when I come here, and on my mind, I thought that I knew how to dance already, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but when I came here to US, and then when I came to Los Angeles, and I started living in a place called Valencia, California, and by the Magic Mountain. That's when I recently got here. And then I started looking for places for salsa, and there was no places for salsa.
Right.
So my first year, even though I started working like crazy, like two jobs, like everybody.
Yeah.
And then I started looking for places salsa, and all the places for salsa were in Los Angeles. It's like an hour and a half almost drive. So I started little by little, getting places and stuff like that. And then when I came to the salsa scene here, I saw that it was different. It was totally different. We used to dance different in Mexico. So, oh my God, I have to relearn and, little by little. I remember one of my first places, it was the Riviera in Eagle Rock, first places. And then Rodolfo's, I met a lot of people, Rogelio Moreno, DJ Robbie, Francisco. A lot of people start meeting over there. The first person that I don't know if you remember the Candilejas in Hollywood.
Yep.
Wow, Candilejas, it was on the riots, it got burned. So it was a very nice Colombian place, and it was big. Right there, I remember that I met Alex Da Silva when he first started. He used to come all the way from San Francisco, before anything happened. Oh, I see, like that. So I started dancing, I started learning salsa, and obviously salsa has evolved so much. That's incredible.
Yeah,
So much, yeah.
Rodolfo's was like one of the original places that's no longer there. I took my first salsa lesson there. That's where everyone used to go back in the day.
Yep. Yeah. That one, Giggles, Excess. Remember Excess in Glendale, Giggles.
Yeah.
And then also I teach at Papas. Papas, it was in Hollywood. It was a very, very nice place. I remember. No. I mean, things like that. And then I did, I was dancing for a long, long, long time.
Yeah.
That was my life, teaching and dancing. Oh, the funny thing is that the reason because I start dancing is because I met this guy. I used to go to the Shark Club. Then they call it the Grand Avenue. It was next to the Mayan. It was before the Mayan started and everything. So I used to go there. And then I met this guy from Caleb from the radio station,
Hmm.
Oscar Abadia.
Okay.
And he was very cool. He was, oh my God, you're dance good, blah blah blah. And I said, no man, I'm barely starting to learn, blah blah. No, no, you should teach. So he talked to the owner, and he got me the gig, and I start teaching there at the on the Shark Club.
Oh
And
shit.
that
Okay.
from there start everything started. So I start teaching there, and I teach a little bit on the Mayan,
Yeah.
and then that's it. I passed that. Like wow, what I said. I started dancing like in 1998, I will
Yeah.
see.
Right. Okay. That's what I was
And
gonna ask if it was like
yeah,
late 90s, early 2000.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
which
And then
was kind of
after,
like the beginning of a lot of dancers' careers. No?
no,
Around the
no,
time.
to be honest with you, it started with the Congress, the Bacardi Congress, when Bacardi
Hmm.
was the host.
Yeah.
And now obviously Albert Torres,
Right.
rest in
Of
peace.
course.
But then I started dance salsa. Then I quit because I quit like 5 years because I got into sonidero here
Mm.
because about by that time sonidero started very strong. That's
Yeah.
when it started bringing DJs from Mexico to here, and it was like a big deal. So
Yeah.
I started dancing like for 5 years, almost 6 years. So I went back to dance like in 1998. That's when I started dancing again, back salsa. And then from there I started teaching and dancing, and I have my teams, I have my people. But
Yeah.
I never did it like professionally, never
Yeah.
till 2004.
Oh, really? I
That's
didn't know
that's
that.
what
Oh shit.
that's when I started my career professionally. I quit
Okay.
my job, I quit
Yeah.
everything that I have, and I went into full out, 100%. And
Wow.
I started looking for a dance partner. That's when I met this girl, Sulmara, the one
Hmm.
that I started competing and everything. But after we didn't dance right away. We just danced and click. It was very funny because we went to this place, the Granada and Alhambra.
Hmm.
So I met her, DJ Sonic, DJ Sonic. He
Yeah.
introduced me to her, and then
Okay.
because DJ Sonic was one of my first students when I had my teams. He
Oh, really?
started me.
Okay.
He was 13 years old when he started with me
Oh, wow.
dancing. Yeah, I have pictures and everything, incredible. And then anyway, I met this girl. He introduced me to her, and I said, "Hey, how are you? Let's dance." So we start dancing, and we kind of click, we click.
Okay.
And then after that, uh, we didn't see each other like for a year. I don't know why. I don't know what happened. And
Oh,
after that,
wow.
we go. I saw her again. I'm lying. I saw her in one of the DJ Sonic events. Then
Okay.
after a year, I saw her at the Granada.
Okay.
So at the Granada, I saw this girl, and I recognized her because when they do the circle,
Yeah.
and some people is dancing and people is watching and everything.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
She was in that circle. She was in the circle. So I
Ah.
saw her. Oh, this is the girl that he danced with. I'm like, okay. So it was my turn to get into the circle, and I start dancing. We start dancing. And then when the song finished, we
Hmm.
realized that almost all the Granada were watching a dance.
Oh, what a
Incredible.
great feeling. That's cool.
Yeah, kind
Yeah.
of, kind
Wow.
of, kind of. Have you seen the movie Dirty Dancing?
Yes, of
See, when
course.
the guy start dancing with the girl, and then a lot of people start like watching like that,
Yeah, the
like
big
that, like
circle forms
like
right
that,
there.
brother, like that. So I
Yeah, that's
told her,
cool.
you, wow, there you go. You know what? I really enjoy dancing with you. Would you like to train with me? And then maybe, compete and do shows? And she says, let's go. Boom. So we train a lot. We train from that 2004, but
Hmm.
we didn't win till 2006. That's when we start winning.
Wow.
That's when my real career professionally was start. Like we started in 2004. We didn't start winning till 2006,
So
and then
you
from there,
trained hard for 2 years to get that
almost
win.
yeah,
Wow.
almost yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because we have second, third places.
And for those
But
that don't,
2000,
yeah, for those that don't know, what exactly did you win? What was the
well, locally a bunch of places.
bunch of local events,
Yeah,
right?
Century Club, Conga
Yeah.
Room, Mayan, Sevilla. It's just to be a lot of contests here in LA.
Yeah.
So we won a lot, and then
Okay.
and out of the locally we did the Mayan.
Right.
Okay, that was called international, and
Yeah.
obviously the conga room that was the biggest one, and then Century Club also. It was getting very very strong, but then all of a sudden they just didn't do it anymore. But
Yeah.
the ESPN, the World Championship, the ESPN, that was I think my number one competition. Okay, it was the first time that they televised salsa dancing.
Hmm.
First time ever in the history. I mean, I think it's the only one right now. Like real competition on TV, that was the only one. And then we did that one. We did that three times, and then we got the fortune to win it three times. And then from
Nice.
there we
That's
start
awesome.
like traveling and doing workshops, shows, and all over the place. We did that for 10 years. Then
So did
we
you
kind
win
of
the ESPN back to back?
yeah, it was back to back. They did it back
Was
to
there a
back.
lot of good dancers and competitors on that?
Well,
Because it was so
I
new. It was the first time to be televised.
well, I gotta be honest with you. I mean, the level was there.
Yeah.
It was totally different than right now. Right now, you can tell the level, like I told you, dancing and salsa dancing has evolved so
Yeah.
much, incredible.
Yeah.
But let's say that on that time we were, it was very tough. It was very tough to be there
Yeah.
and to win and everything,
Yeah.
and then because a lot of people were very prepared, but it was different. I don't want to sound cocky, but wrong, but it was more like a real world championship. You understand that?
Mm. Right. Yeah.
Because right now, a lot of world championship, or a lot of competitions all over the place, it's not real world champion. It's just like for sections, I will say, like just section. Not
Yeah.
all the people really, really from all over the world. And that one, everybody. I mean, the first year it was 28 to 30 couples on my division. The
Hmm.
second year was like 40 couples.
Oh
And the
shit.
last year it was like 550 something. So
Oh,
it went,
so it kept
yeah,
growing.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
big time, big time. Before it was only four division. It was on two, on one, which is what was my division, cabaret salsa and teams. It was
Hmm.
only four. That's
Okay.
where everything started, like to be honest with you. And then from there, right now, it's a lot of contests all over the place. They have Mexico, they have Miami, they have Colombia right now. That's one of the biggest. But they have a lot of divisions now.
Wow.
Solos, salsa solo, salsa partner, bachata, the cha
Yeah.
cha. There's a lot
Hmm.
of more stuff. Yeah, but which is good. It's growing more and more and more, and the level also so
The
much
level
better.
is incredible.
Amazing. It's incredible. Yep.
Yeah, it's crazy to see like back then the amount of competitions that there were or the amount of people that were doing these types of events and just
Hmm.
the talent. And now it's just you know, I would never hear of a lot of competitions in Mexico or Europe or todo
Yep.
eso. Now it's
Yeah,
just
incredible.
grown everywhere.
Yeah, you know what? It happened with the
Cool to
social
see.
media. With the
Yeah,
social media. Social media is a
it's
monster.
true.
Social media
Yeah,
can make you or destroy you, to be honest with you. You have to be very careful, very smart when that's why I don't like to comment stuff on social media too much
yeah,
because you get involved on stuff and seems that, maybe it's not benefit for you, and then if you do the wrong expression or something, you can get more haters. As
yeah,
it is, you have haters, and then it's which is okay, haters, everybody has it. It's any artist or any people who's on the public eye have haters, but it's okay.
yeah.
But yeah, social media changed everything, changed the game. Crazy, crazy, crazy.
And how often do you use do you use social media to get out there more? Because
Yeah, yeah.
because and
Mhm.
I know you're an amazing dancer, and have you over the years, and this is kind of a question I ask anyone that's been dancing for 20 years, do you
Yeah.
find yourself that you need to kind of reinvent yourself because of the amount of talent that's rising? Suddenly you see a 13, 14-year old like, holy shit, de donde es él? He's fucking killing
Hmm.
it. Now you kind of have to reinvent yourself to be out there. Do you find yourself doing that?
Yeah, of course, all the time. You have to
Yeah.
really, really. That's why one of the reasons that they keep hire me.
Yeah.
I've been on this business for a long time, and thanks God, by example, on Orlando, Florida, I was one of the only artists from LA that hire me every year for 7 years.
Nice.
Just from the pandemic, they stopped and everything. They have problems. But before they used to hire me, and I took different partners. I took Liz Lira, I took Sulmara, I took
Nice.
another girl that she was dancing with me. Uh, what's her name? Evelyn Carvajal, different
Mhm.
girls, and then also my teams.
Yeah.
They like my work, they like what I do, and then so people, and not only there, North Carolina and Texas, different places,
Yeah.
and then I'm very glad. Right now we just went to Maui and Portland and Seattle, so it was
Nice.
very very good.
Nice.
So also the hard thing to do is not only just win and got a title and be a champion or whatever, but stay there, stay with
Yeah.
the quality that the
Right.
people is gonna accept your job, because
Right.
a lot of people that I see, they get comfortable and they don't just work as hard, and it's
Yeah.
hard. It's got to keep there, especially like they say a lot of, like you say, young people and like very hungry people. They're coming up and they're very coming strong and stuff. You have to be, aware of that, and
Yeah.
like say reinvent yourself. It took me like 4 years to start dancing bachata and then doing bachata choreography and teams and everything. Because they
Nice.
asked me, "Hey, you do bachata?" And I say, "Oh, no." "Oh, well, we need somebody bachata too." "Okay, well, let's do it." So after
Yeah.
that, the next year I start doing my stuff, stretching. I like to
Mhm.
research and learn and ask all the top people from bachata, "Hey, what do you do this? What do you do that?" So I can get myself prepared with own, stuff like that. And I think my work is been very decent,
Nice.
very
Nice.
nice. People like it.
That's all. Because now, so you have how many teams do you have? Because now you have your dance company. Your dance company has been out there and performing as well. What
Yeah.
levels of how big is your dance company levels, and where have you guys been going?
So as it is, before the pandemic, it was coming very strong, but after the pandemic, everything dropped. I have a
Yeah.
boys team, a men's team. I have like 10 guys, and then after that, we dropped to 4, 5.
Yeah.
And then I have a ladies team, and also the same thing they drop. And I have a couples team and everything. Right now, I'm working with a new assistant, and she's helping me to build a new couples team.
Oh,
So
nice.
far, I just have two main teams. I mean, two dance couple teams. One is intermediate advanced, the other one is very beginner, baby,
Mhm.
and the boys team right now. But I'm
Yeah.
I'm getting ready to start my thing. When I start again, a ladies team, bachata team, and kids
Nice.
and kids,
Oh,
because
nice.
I
Okay.
I love to work with kids. I mean, kids are amazing.
Yeah.
Kids are a blessing for us, because you can learn so much from them. They come and they're very innocent, but they have that will to do stuff that's incredible.
Yeah. No. No. That's so true. And you mentioned COVID, Papito. Like how are you affected? Because back before COVID,
Hmm.
anyone that was a teacher, anyone that was a performer, you were out there going to different congresses, you were teaching, you had your teams, you probably were teaching 5, 6 days a week.
Yeah,
And then suddenly this crazy shit hits.
yeah,
March 2020. How were you affected? Were you just boom, everything shut down? Did you
yeah.
have to just be on lockdown? How was it? How did it affect you?
No, obviously, bad. When the COVID hit and everything, they finally declared the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
Well, a lot of congresses closed. I was booked all the way till November,
Yeah.
and everything shut down. So I lost, good amount of money and everything, and plus the classes and everything. And plus, I also following the rules, the health rules. I
Mhm.
decided to stop teaching group classes and everything, and I just start, and also my groups. So yeah, we kind of stopped. Thanks God, we saved some money, and then
Yeah.
that helps a lot to overcome this, because you're not. And then
Right.
I have to take care of my parents. I have to take care of my daughter. My
Yeah.
daughter's she was a teenager and still, so that's crazy. But yeah, thanks God to savings.
Yeah.
If not, it
No,
was gonna be very hard to go through that stuff.
yeah, no, there's a lot of people that really struggled. A lot of like dancers that I know and talk to, they really struggled because it was something that wasn't
Hmm.
expected, and it was crazy. Oh, that's
Yeah,
awesome, man.
and then also they close a lot of dance studios, you know, down the road. They closed LA Dance Center, some over there that my friends had. Yeah, they closed a lot of dance studios.
Yeah.
So it
How
was very, very bad.
how long before you got back into teaching again and getting out there? A year?
More than that, brother, because you
Wow.
know what? I had an injury on my knee,
Oh
and
shit.
I ripped my knee, almost I ripped my knee off. And then I
Oh,
didn't pay attention, so I kept going. So it got worse. It got chronic. So finally, I
oh,
went to the doctor, and they told me that I have to stop doing too much stress on that knee. It took me almost a year. That was November last year. This November is when I finally, like, I could stand on that knee with no pain because and it's a horrible pain, man. I don't wish
oh my God.
anybody to do this because you gotta take care of your body, man. This is crazy, especially us with dancers.
Yeah,
It was kind of depressing. It was depressing, but thanks God it's over, and then I'm ready to go this year. Let's go with everything.
that's fucking great, man. I'm glad. I'm
Hmm.
glad you're feeling better. I didn't know that, man. But
Yeah, it's
you're
crazy.
right. It's you're a dancer, man. That's what you've been doing for the last 20, 30 years, and the
Hmm.
body is that's the way you make your living. I mean, I'm
Yeah,
sure it's freaking tough, man. And
yeah.
how's this year been, 2023 so far? What are your
Well,
plans for this year? What's going on for you this year?
this year, like I said, I wanna teach more, and I wanna really, really build my business, my teams, But most of that, I wanna really, really uh, work on the legacy of teaching salsa again the proper way because I've been seeing that salsa's it's been not dying, but it's been low key in a
Mm,
long time from
yeah,
the bachata has been very strong. I love
right.
bachata, I like bachata, but I think that it's been very strong. So a lot of young kids and a lot of young people, they just like to dance bachata because it's a little bit more easy to learn,
Yeah, right.
to be honest with you.
Yeah,
But there's nothing wrong with it. But we, as a starters, we should, encourage people to learn salsa.
yeah.
What happened with salsa? People see it like a little bit more hard to learn.
Hmm.
But and that's what I realized. Like all this time, I've been like studying that. Why people don't want to dance bachata? What I mean, that's salsa
Yeah.
because they think it's hard. And then so I came up with a system to teach salsa very easy,
Oh,
very
nice. Yeah.
very easy, very
Yeah.
easy. I'm teaching right now in a place called the Lighthouse, which is tonight.
Hmm.
It's all the way in Hermosa Beach.
Hermosa Beach. Yes, I've been there.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know
and
that
then
place.
I was teaching also on Montclair and the Canyon.
Yeah.
I'm taking away right now from the Canyon, but I came up with this system because every time you have a class in this kind of nightclubs, because you don't have a level specified, then a lot of people jump in, intermediate, advanced, beginners. So
Yeah.
always have beginners, always.
Right.
And I don't want to, just concentrate with the intermediates or the advanced people. So the system that I create is like 20 minutes because they give you only 1 hour to teach. So I do 20 minutes for beginners and then
Yeah.
but cleaning and doing the basics and the fundamentals,
Yeah.
but with a very easy system. And then after that, I jumped on the intermediate, and the last 20 minutes I do the advanced. So
Okay.
everybody gets something to learn at that hour, and then you can share the dance floor with beginners because for me it's very very important to like bring new people to the salsa scene. So I
Yeah.
encourage to them to dance with the new people. That's the way. uh it's been working great, brother. I have a lot of people in Hermosa Beach. They I've been teaching there like for 3 weeks, 4 weeks already, and a lot of people who started with me, they're already dancing salsa
That's great.
and good and very good. So I'm
That's
very
great.
glad that people follow it.
That's awesome because I can see what you mean because I remember in the past going to a class where you would have your advanced person, you would have your intermediate person in it. When you have it all mezclado like that, it's just hard to really learn. Well, if you have a group kind of separated in a sense, learning one move, it
Hmm.
helps and it's more structured and it helps
Hmm.
to learn more. I can see that.
Yeah,
And
and also
yeah,
what happened when you have a class like this, if you start doing only beginner stuff, the intermediate get discouraged and they don't take the class anymore, or the advanced, that But
that's true.
when they know they're gonna
That's a
learn
good,
something and they're gonna have something, they stay with the class and
yeah,
they stay to help the beginner people.
right.
That's beautiful. That's very, very nice.
Yeah, that's great.
Hmm.
And then you're bringing people in like a place in Hermosa Beach where it's anyone that learns there in the beginning and learns those first moves, they're going to tend to stay because one thing that people kind of tend to forget,
Hmm.
especially for people like yourself that's been doing it for a long time and myself that's been within the scene for a long time,
Hmm.
is that, you know, and a friend of mine just told me this, is that, it for people that have never danced salsa and they do it for the first time, it's so intimidating.
Yep,
And
that's the
it's
truth too.
so intimidating. It's
Hmm.
so scary to go up to a girl to dance, or it's
Hmm.
like the most scariest feeling. And when you have a teacher that's willing to put in those steps to make it comfortable, those first initial moves, and
Yeah,
it can make that person become a more dedicated dancer within that
yeah.
arena.
That's one of the biggest fears that people has, like be rejected and make a fool of themselves. That's what the people is the more
Really?
fear. And that's when it refers what you say that they get intimidated because they don't want to look bad, they don't want to make because
Yeah.
a lot of people think that everybody's watching, and
Yeah.
the first thing that I told my friends, my students, hey, nobody's watching you, just do your thing, practice, and then you'll be fine. Oh yeah, you're right. So that's the only way you can encourage people to learn and keep going.
Yeah, because you got to have fun with it, because
Yeah, yeah,
the fun starts to get lost when you start thinking about, oh my god, people are watching, or I don't know how to dance, or this is going to happen. Or
yeah,
I remember one time when I was learning, I was so scared. I was like, oh my god, I don't know how to do a crossbody lead, I'm going to mess it up, I'm going to mess it
yeah.
up. And guess what, I didn't mess it up, but I was so nervous that I got hit in the face
Mm,
from some couple behind me
wow.
because I was so nervous. And it's
Hmm.
just, it's better to just be relaxed and have fun. It's the best
Yeah,
thing.
but yeah, like I told my students, just try your best. I mean,
Yeah,
you're not gonna do it perfect the first time,
right.
and then you're learning. Try to your best. Don't worry about it. You messed up, you keep continue. I
Yeah,
always tell them when you learn how to ride bike, you fall, right? Yeah, well, that's gonna happen here. You're gonna fall, get up and keep continue. Get up and keep it up, keep going. What's the difference when you were a kid and learning how to ride a bicycle?
right.
Oh, well, because when you're a kid, you didn't care. Well, think that way right now. Yeah,
That's
when you're a kid, you don't care. You just want to do what you want to do, and that's it. Because you like it. You like dancing? Yes. Okay, well, let's do it. Vámonos. That's the way I've been working with a lot of people, especially,
that's a great analogy, because when you're a kid, you don't care. You just do it. You have
yeah,
fun.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You want to have fun? Let's go. Vámonos. It's nice.
What
Yes,
what
kids, they
what do you
fall.
think are the biggest challenges of people learning salsa? Is it what we just talked about, just the fear of it,
Well,
difficulty?
first of all, for the guys, for the leads, it's very intimidating because we have to lead. We have to learn how to lead, and we have to know how to control our own moves and everything. So you decide what's going to happen, right? You're the one who's going to be running the party,
Right.
so you really have to know what you're doing and everything. Especially what I seen a lot is when they get in discouraged is when girls are not like having fun with them, you know,
Mm,
when they see that the girl's not, oh, it's not having fun. Hey, just do your best, and then the next
yeah.
time you dance with that same girl, she's gonna see that you're getting better, and that's
Yeah.
when the magic happens.
Yeah.
But like I said, the first times you're not gonna be perfect. You're not gonna be doing everything right. Nobody does. Even me, I started like learning when I was 16 and everything, and it was not good. So, but no,
Yeah.
the main thing is just you want it, go for it. That's it.
Right. That's great advice. And what can you say like to anybody that wants to get into teaching or just to do kind of what you've been doing for so many years? What are some of the challenges that you go through as a teacher?
The challenges, for me, I gotta be honest with you, I didn't like to teach before, back in the
Good.
days. I just wanted to have fun, and
Yeah.
I love to teach choreography and then doing patterns and everything because I think it's an art. You know, to put up certain moves and flares and spins into a choreography for a certain music,
Yeah.
you really have to have that uh,
Vision.
vision and
Yeah.
idea, you know, and then you have to match what you want with that, you know. And I like that. I love that. Creating something is you know part of art. And then when it comes to teaching, it was different because I didn't have the patience. I don't know why. But
Mm.
then after that, I have a conversation with my dad, and he teach me a lot of stuff. He always gave me advices and everything. And he told me, you know, if you learn how to teach, you will teach anyone. And that was the reason, you know, because some people
Oh,
still learn different.
yeah.
People learn different all the times.
True.
So you can have to go around to see what's the best way for them to learn. Because when you
Right.
learn somebody the same way you learned, I mean, you teach, and they don't learn, it means that they're not learning because they're not can. They can't. This because you need to, you know, expand your ways how to teach a person to
Yeah.
dance. You know, when you teach different ethnicities, like different people, Hispanic, Black,
Yeah.
Asian, or whatever, you see different challenge on people, you know, and then you have
Yeah.
to really be smart and then to know how to make sure that they learn the right way. That's a basic, and that for me is a challenge. I'm a very competitive person.
Yeah.
So when he told me that, and I took that as a challenge, and I said, you know
Yeah.
what, I'm gonna teach anybody anywhere from any country. I don't care. I'm gonna teach anybody to dance salsa, and then that I started. Then I started enjoying more, and then having more fun teaching and everything.
Nice. That's very profound what you said because it's so true that it's you really and because as a dancer, you know so many people. I know a few people as well, and what I've noticed throughout the years, it's very you can easily become ego driven because you're an amazing dancer and you teach a certain way, but you have to learn the way I teach, and it's about the
Mm-hmm.
way I teach, but it really isn't. It's the way the students learn, and that's
Mm-hmm.
one of the hardest things to kind of change where you have to everyone learns differently
Yep.
and
Different.
and you have to kind of adjust the way you teach to that person a esta persona
Yep.
so that
Exactly.
way
Yeah.
they could understand it
And
and
that when it comes to magic, when you start seeing people already dancing, and you can see their face, their eyes, especially the
yeah
leads.
yeah
They're happy, they're enjoying it. Oh my God! And then I didn't know that I can do this.
yeah
I say, you see, I told you. I just
yeah
tell them, I told you.
and then you see the joy and the happiness and they did a couple of patterns and they're like oh
Mhm.
look what I did or just that
Exactly.
feeling of them dancing that must be
Hmm.
a great feeling when because I know you've taught a few of the kids that you've taught I know and to see
Hmm.
them dancing or competing at that level must be a great feeling as a teacher
Yeah, yeah, of course, of course. It's a very good. But let me tell you, some people don't remember. Some people don't remember where they come from or what the
yeah
school. But it's okay. At the
yeah
end of the day, you do what you have to do, and then you let it be. You asked me about advice for people who wants to teach. My very important advice who anybody wants to teach, to really make sure that you know your fundamentals, that you know your basics, the right technique, that you execute whatever you're gonna teach, that you need to execute that the way it should be. Because I see a lot of people who's teaching already and they don't have even the basics, or they don't have the right turn, or they don't have the lead properly lead. And that's not good because That's another reason why a lot of people don't want to learn how to dance salsa because other people make it very complicated for them. You know,
Right. Right.
they need if you want to teach, you want to really teach. There's nothing wrong with it, but you gotta make sure that you really know your fundamentals, your basic right turn, left turn, cross body, anything that you're gonna do or you have to teach, you have to have it yourself.
Right.
Nice, proper way. That's the only thing. That's the most important part. Especially here in LA, we've been on lacking. I mean, not good dancers because we have very good dancers in LA, but lacking champions. You know, right now
Right.
there's no more
Right. Right.
champions in LA, and then we need to start building more community on that.
Of
Because
the
right
more.
now it's in
Yeah.
yeah,
I agree with you because when you look historically back to LA was the epicenter of so many champions and dance teams that just were on a certain level that it was almost like the capital of salsa
yeah,
around the world
mm-hmm.
before a lot of those dancers left to go to Europe, to go to Mexico, to go to
Exactly,
different places.
exactly,
So now,
exactly.
which is, people forget, for those that don't know, LA was the epicenter at one point,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
which really brought rise of,
yeah,
yourself,
yeah. When the
Luis
internet came up,
Francisco Roget.
yeah,
Yeah, the internet, right, right,
the internet came out. That's when they start broadcasting the Mayan. They will start broadcasting different
right.
places, and then that become that that's when Europe exploded and everything, and
Yeah,
then all South America and everything. So
exploded. Yeah,
big time, big time. That's why salsa was so strong. And now bachata, like I told you, bachata, social media has
bachata's
been doing
massive
a
strong.
lot. Yeah, very good, and especially because they has different it has a much diversity of styles. It
Yeah,
has a urban bachata, it have a sensual bachata, Dominican bachata, everything. So you have a lot of more
different styles.
different styles. So
A lot of different
that's
different
because
layers to bachata. It's just not like
yes,
just dance
yeah,
on one or dance on two. There's like so many different
exactly,
layers of
exactly,
bachata,
exactly.
you know?
That's the point. Yes, that's the point
Yeah.
too.
So although it is easier to dance, but you have so many different styles and things that it looks badass when you have an amazing routine to it. So
Yep, yep.
but yeah, no, it's just incredible.
And
I,
also the proper technique and the proper fundamentals. When I start learning bachata, I ask the top people on bachata, how do you do the bachata? How do you dance the bachata? Why do you
yeah,
do this? So I got different perspectives for different people.
nice.
That's why that's what I used to start creating my own bachata or the bachata that I teach or that I do. It's more close to what everybody does.
Yeah,
Because I don't want to do something and do it wrong.
right.
I don't want to teach something wrong. I don't want to perform something wrong. I want to do something that is good quality and is acceptable with the stage,
Yeah,
with the
right.
people.
Yeah, no, absolutely. No, it's just I completely agree. And it's just incredible how big bachata has gone, and just especially salsa outside of the US, to see how big
Yeah,
it is in Europe, and to see
yeah,
the amazing dancers coming out of Europe, and just salsa,
yeah,
it's incredible to see just how big it's gotten today,
yep, a lot. That's very, very nice. It's very beautiful because you see how's the power, of salsa and dancing salsa.
Yeah,
It's a lot, very powerful. You can become famous, you can make money. I mean, like I traveled the world. I mean, a lot of places. I went to Europe, I went to Mexico, I know almost all the states in United States,
yeah,
traveling, teaching, and performing. I did that
yeah,
for 10, 11 years. First time, like straight, strong. Then I took a break a little bit, then I started again.
yeah,
But that's crazy. It's incredible. And also, it's the power it has to open doors. By dancing, teaching, and performing, you can meet anybody, even though you don't know their language.
yeah,
I've been teaching, one time I teach a class for a Chinese community.
yeah.
It was huge. It was like 300 people. And
Nice.
everybody were very grateful. And hey, how are you?
Yeah,
Blah, 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 taking pictures and everything. And that makes you see because that scene breaks the barrier of the language.
yeah,
just dancing. And you can meet anybody. It's very nice. Very nice. Dancing and performance. Incredible.
That's incredible, man. Wow.
Yeah, man.
So that's awesome. So it looks like so you're planning on teaching this year. Where for those that want to learn from you and teach,
Mhm.
get either some privates or some group classes, where do they find you? Anywhere in LA? Or where can they find you, brother?
Well,
Or
right now, basically, right now, I'm just doing private classes, but
okay,
I teach at the Lighthouse Tuesdays.
cool.
Okay. But they can reach me on Instagram. Instagram is my best way to reach. It's Latin Champ, very simple. Latin Champ Instagram. And I'm gonna start my classes pretty soon in February, all my classes, and then I'm gonna post it there so they can check my classes out. I'm gonna start teaching Pasadena area
Nice,
and downtown Los Angeles and also Orange County. So I'm gonna start
nice,
working on that. So like one day every different day every
nice.
all the week. So that's
Awesome,
what
brother.
I'm the planning. Right now todavía estamos en Año Nuevo.
Sí,
We're still
apenas
like
estamos en enero, so
yeah,
yeah. I'm in
January, but
Texas
yeah.
now, brother. Aquí estoy
Oh,
en
you live
Texas,
now,
yeah.
Texas? Wow,
I live
that's
in Texas
crazy.
now. Yeah.
All right,
So
that's
anytime you
nice.
want to come down, let me know, brother. I'll get
Let me
Mauricio
know
to come down and then we'll hang out.
where in
I'm
Dallas,
close to Houston, southwest of
Houston.
Houston.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice, nice,
Uh,
very nice,
yeah,
beautiful.
it's nice, but but cool, brother. Well, hey, brother, it was great talking to you.
Okay, my
I
friend, thank you
wanna,
very much.
Papito, much respect. It's
Thank you. Same
a
to you.
great. I've known you for a long time. You've been an inspiration to so many people out there. So
Thank
many
you.
people, hundreds of people, if not thousands of people, have learned from you throughout the
Yeah.
years.
Hmm.
And there's a lot of people that have grown, and maybe some people are like, "Oh, I learned from Abel from one point," and now they've become big dancers. And some people remember, treasure it. Other people kind of forget. But just
Yeah.
to say that you've been
Normal.
an inspiration to thousands, and you definitely made a big dent in the salsa community, and it's
Hmm.
definitely something that's really appreciated by people like myself and a lot of people out there. So,
Thank you, brother. Thank you. I appreciate it so much.
much love, much respect, brother.
Okay. Okay. Keep in touch.
All
Thank
right,
you.
for
Thank
sure,
you,
brother.
everybody. Thank you,
Adios.
everybody. Thank you. Bye bye.